Okay, what if I told you about a business that actually gets stronger by empowering the most overlooked communities? Now, it's not a charity, and it's not a nonprofit. Today, we're going to dive into a pretty revolutionary business model that fuses profit with progress. It's something that completely transforms how we think about doing good while doing well.
To really get this, let's start with a person, not a big abstract concept. I want you to picture a local agent in a rural community, somewhere completely off the grid. Every single day, they deliver solar lamps to their neighbors. Now, this person isn't a charity worker, they're an entrepreneur. They are building a business, they are earning an income that lifts their own family up, and at the exact same time, they're bringing light, safety, and new opportunities to their entire community. That single story, well, that's the beating heart of what we're talking about today.
So, that story about the solar agent, that's not just some nice, isolated incident. It's actually a single thread in a much, much bigger tapestry, a really powerful business philosophy. We're talking about a fundamental shift in perspective here, seeing people not as passive recipients of aid, but as dynamic, essential partners in success.
So what do we actually call this? This is the inclusive business model. And the key isn't just the name, it's the idea behind it. This isn't about giving handouts. It's about fundamentally weaving people into the very fabric of the business, into the value chain. The whole system is designed from the ground up for shared success.
Now, this is where the idea really clicks. On one hand, you've got traditional philanthropy or CSR, right? It's often totally separate from the core business, and it creates impact that's, well, often temporary. But on the other hand, inclusive business is a whole different ballgame. Social progress isn't an afterthought. It's literally built into the business model itself, and that creates change that is systemic and, most importantly, built to last.
So, how does this integration actually work on the ground? Well, it tends to happen in 4 key ways. People can be customers, buying products that are specifically designed for their needs. They can be suppliers, providing raw materials from their area. They can be distributors, just like our solar lamp agent, bringing essential goods to their communities. Or they can be entrepreneurs themselves, launching their own micro-franchises. You see, it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. It's a dynamic, living ecosystem.
Okay, so we know what it is, but why is this model getting so much buzz right now? Why does it matter today, maybe more than ever? Well, it turns out there are 4 really powerful drivers making this approach not just good for society, but incredibly smart for business. First off, it creates sustainable impact because you're tackling inequality by giving people real economic power. Then, that impact becomes totally scalable because by partnering with local experts like NGOs, companies can reach markets they could never dream of reaching alone. And this has huge global resonance, right? It meets massive, unmet needs for essentials like clean water or energy. And finally, it perfectly aligns purpose and profit, which, let me tell you, is a magnet for modern impact investors and helps us all hit those big global goals like the SDGs.
Theory is great, but let's make this real. How does an inclusive business actually operate, day to day? Let's take a look at some concrete, real-world examples that really show this model in action.
This right here is a brilliant illustration of one of the most popular methods, microfranchising. It's such a simple but powerful loop. You've got a company that provides a product, say solar lamps or water filters, and they also provide the training. Then a local entrepreneur uses that support to launch their own small business. And what's the result? The entrepreneur earns a living, and their community gets access to services they desperately needed. It is a true win-win. And this model is incredibly versatile. It's not just about one industry. You see it everywhere, from mobile money agents bringing financial services to remote areas for the first time, to community shops that empower local farmers with better supplies, and even digital kiosks connecting isolated villages to the global e-commerce world. I mean, the applications are practically endless.
So we've explored the what, the why, and the how. But now comes the most important part, I think. Let's bring this all home. How can you take these powerful ideas and apply them to your world, to your work, or maybe to your own big ideas? I want you to seriously think about this for a second. When you think about business, do you see an opportunity here? A chance to build something that doesn't just succeed financially, but also creates real, tangible social value? Could you be that person, the one who starts a venture that serves a community that's been overlooked? And listen, you don't have to start from scratch. Think about any business, really, and just break it down. Look at its distribution. How could it reach new markets? Then look at partnerships. Who could you team up with to create something amazing? Think about training. What skills could you offer people? And finally, look at the product itself.
Could a small tweak make it accessible and useful to a whole new group of people? These are the real entry points for innovation.
You know, ultimately, this is all about a change in mindset. It's about seeing business not as some zero-sum game, but as a powerful engine for shared prosperity. So let's just end with this thought. What if we stop seeing profit as just an endpoint and start seeing it for what it truly could be? A bridge. A bridge to empowerment for everyone.